from the letter also, it shows that perhaps some oil blocks, there's some discrepancy in allocation and the plans, in fact, in the issue of appointments. The recent appointment made in the NNPC, did you perceive any form of nepotism in that? Well,
I'm not sure the allegations have anything to do with oil blocks yet until we go into it. But Mr. Kashiku was very certain on the fact that appointments that were made in NNPC, were made without consultation with him or with the board. That one too we will look into. To me, that may not be good enough because you cannot do things outside the board. If there were no board of members of the board of directors, then we can say he is acting on behalf of the board. But once a board is set up, everything has to pass through the board, except minor things that can be handled, by management without recourse to the board. So we will look at all this and see where we land at the end of the day.
As a chairman of your committee, which has an oversight over the NNPC, are you aware that the federal government is currently doing an audit of the NNPC?
No. But what we know is that NEITI is always working. Is always doing the audit of, oil contracts and so on and so forth in this country, so that there will be some element of transparency. Every year, NEITI is expected to generate an audit and submit same to the executive and also to the legislature. I think they ended up doing the audit up to the year 2014. So we are still expecting 2015, 2016, which I believe they said they will work on before the end of the year. So it is when such audits are generated that one can see what is happening. But with what has happened now, the legislature too might decide to hire consultants to go and do forensic audit in this organization so that we will know exactly what is happening. We will not wait interminably for other people to do their work before we do our own. So this letter may be the catalyst, to our raising a firm or a consortium of consultants to do forensic audit of NNPC and other organizations under it.
Senator, it's interesting that you said you're not aware of the audits that the federal government said is currently taking place at the NNPC. But this is not the first time that Nigerians will hear about allegations of massive corruption going on in that agency, that is the NNPC. But as a senator, and from your committee's standpoint, since you assumed office, what have you discovered? Because there are reports that more than 50% of corruption which goes on in Nigeria happens in the NNPC.
Well, thank you, Sheung. The main reason why the Senate President, and through me and my committee members, did so much work on Petroleum Industry Governance Bill is because of this corruption that has been said to be endemic in NNPC. We thought that by breaking NNPC down into smaller units to manage itself, all this corruption, will reduce, and that there will be more transparency. People will be accountable, for what they are doing. But unfortunately, the bill has not yet been concurred to by the House of Representatives. And that also has not made Mr. President to be able to sign the bill into law. One of the things that bill will address is the hydra-headedness of NNPC and the corruption that has been associated with that organization. For example, when a commercial entity is created from that organization that has to work on its own, that can borrow money, that we need to work and make profit and be able to pay staff salaries and be able to pay the loans that they have taken back, I am sure most of these things that we are seeing will be a thing of the past.
Senator, there were reports that I read in the dailies where you said you were perhaps being induced with so much money to kill that bill which has passed the stage at the Senate. Is that true?
We thank God the bill has been passed by the Senate. That is what matters most. Everything you do, there will be people who will be against it, and there will be people who will be in support of it. But I am in support, my committee members are in support, and the Senate, has been in support, led by the Senate President, because this reformation, in the oil industry is so germane, to what the Senate President thinks he wants to achieve.
Senator, a lot of Nigerians will be interested because the question will be, who doesn't want that bill to be passed? Is it true that you were induced with money? Because you did say in that report that you refused it.
Well, inducement can come in so many ways. You can be threatened at times. You can be appeased to. Money can come. But what is important is that you should be focused. You should put the interest of Nigeria first. And that's what we did.
But Senator, you did not answer the question, Senator. Were you induced with money?
I'm not going to say anything more than what I have said.
All right, Senator
to me and the Senate is the fact that that bill was passed eventually.
All right. We'll talk more, but up next on the program, the dirty linen must not be washed outside, but must be washed anyways. We'll continue our discussion on one of Nigeria's major ministries and corporations. Stay with us, everyone.